All right, welcome back to State of the Franchise Gaming, a build or franchise challenge, however you want to see it. But I will be taking a all-international team and trying to see how long it takes for them to win a championship. Now, given some of these players you see right here, those guys are not international players by any means. So what I will do is I will release all of these players, at least all the players that are not international of nature. That includes Puerto Rico. Those players will actually be included in this. And then I will sign any players that this takes. All right, here are each of the 4 scouts you see. They'll all be scouting international players. Some of them are better at some things than others, as you and position players. Giancarlo Barber is just good at being fast at finding guys and pretty good at discovery. Ernesto Aldridge, he seems to be pretty efficient, good with pitches, good discovery. I'm not gonna let him touch it. Pacheco is okay with his efficiency and can just I can let the other 2 at the top just handle things. Really not top. McDonald and Aldridge can all handle things. As far as may not be the most efficient. All right, here is the final, well, not the final roster. Here's the gutted roster. As you can see over there, we only have 27 players in total after literally releasing everybody. Now let's look at all right, we still have $154 million payroll because we still owe players that have contracts beyond just this 1 year. Not a whole lot at the major league level, but I'm going to put the team together and then I'll show you the final roster or final rosters because I want the entire organization to be international, not just the MLB, because there will be call-ups, there will be injuries, all that good stuff. Sit tight. All right, here's the So you see we got Juan Soto, Oliver Perez, Yan Gomes, Victor Robles, Wander Suero, a bunch of other guys you'll see. Paulo Espino, Edwin Encarnacion, Stalin Castro, Hernan Perez, Estevan Alvarez, Yoenis Cespedes, Felix Hernandez, Gerardo Parra, Calvin Montes, Luis Avalon, Jorge Bonifacio, Jack Laws, Rene Rivera, Alcides Escobar, Edison Volquez, Chelsea Cuthbert, Eduardo Nunez, Javi Guerra, Jeffrey Rodriguez, Steven Fuentes, and Andres Machado will make up the 26. Anybody else is in the minors. No big names or anything like that. Just, a bunch of fodder. Not fodder, but guys that I had to fill the roster with. And I will see you guys at the draft, or if anything major happens. All right, here are our draft picks. First went with a pitcher, Mr. Carlos Hernandez, 68 overall, got 80 potential. Ramon Spanos, a high contact second baseman. Next is Miguel Alfonso, an outfielder. Next we got Andres Ochoa and Michael Padilla, and lastly Alfredo Ortega. So we'll see these guys next year, but we'll try to see what we can do. Might be able to make, though we don't have a ton of talent, and I'm not trying to trade Soto. So let's see how things play out. All right, we're nearing the trade deadline, and yeah, I just shaved in the process in the middle of doing this. We're about to trade deadline. It's actually a little after the All-Star break, and the Mets were offering a reliever out there, and they want a center fielder. We got plenty of center fielders and shortstops, so I figured I'd throw them one. Matter of fact, I'll even throw them a shortstop because I know they wanted one. Who we gonna throw at them? Let's throw them this guy. I'm sure they'll accept it. All right, we get a young reliever, a bit of control out of him for at least another year, and he's got pretty good K per 9, hit per 9. So let's do this deal. All right, yet another trade I found out there. The top guy on the entire um, trade block was Adolis Garcia. As you can see, he hits bombs. Hits bombs, can field well, decently, got some speed, and trade suggestion was the only way I was going. The only way I'm doing these. They want our top reliever, Wander Suero, and Edgardo Furman, a shortstop who's 21 years old, B potential position. So I think it's worth it in our eyes. Let's do this. Players 15 and a half out of it. It's July 1st. We probably won't make the playoffs, but we're at least setting ourselves up to do something good in the future years. So without further ado, let's just get to the end of the year. All right. Unfortunately, we didn't make the playoffs. We kind of knew this going into it. 65 and 97. We don't make the postseason. Clearly, let's see. Did we get any awards? Victor Robles won a Gold Glove, despite the fact, to be honest with you, he played like crap the entire year, at least batting average wise. I'll even show you. 196 he hit with a 264 on base. And you played 154 games? Bro, you might be up out of here. We'll see. We'll see how things play out in the offseason. Anywho. Yeah, Robles wins Gold Glove. Honestly, that's the only award we got. So let's just skip to the World Series and see who wins it all. And it looks like the New York Yankees have defeated the Atlanta Braves in the 2021 World Series. Now, I'm going to jump into the offseason. We'll see if anybody retires. There will probably be some players that will. All right, we got to replace some staff. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see who retired on our team. Javi Guerra retires at the age of 34. Rene Rivera, our catcher, retires at 38. Yoladier Salinas, I am sure I have fudged his name up. Joan Ledier? And, yeah, that's it, actually. As far as our players are concerned, we won't concern ourselves with who else retires. Robinson Cano, international player from Dominican Republic. He wasn't going to be on our roster. All right. I'll make the moves and show you if anything changes, really. All right, y'all. Following the offseason, here are the players that are going to be, at least most of them are going to be on the active roster. Eduardo Rodriguez, we signed him to a free agent deal. I think it was about 4 years, about 85, 86 million. No, 5 years, 4 years, like 90 million, something like that. Felix Hernandez will be the next starter. Yes, that Felix Hernandez. Estevan got the Rule 5 draft. Jack Laws, who we got in the Rule 5 draft the year before that. As far as relievers, we got Victor Arano, who I got in the Rule 5 draft. Rowan Wick, who I also got in the Rule 5 draft. Eliezer Hernandez, also in the Rule 5 draft. Luis Avilan, Pedro Strop, Miguel Castro, and Jeffrey Rodriguez. Actually, Rodriguez is not going to be on the AAA. It'll actually be Franklin Douglas who will be on the Major League team. He's better than Rodriguez, let's be real. Sir Anthony Dominguez was also snatched up, I believe, in the Rule 5 draft as well. I don't know how he was just sitting there, but he's a solid closer. Though we've got some other guys behind him, just in case, things hit the fan. Yadier Molina assigned to a free agent deal, 1 year, like $4 million. Rowdy Reed should not be the next guy up. I don't know why he's up here. It should be Wilmer Perez who will be getting the starts. Young catcher, 24 years old. Got some contact to him. Not much bop. Decent vision. He's got a good enough arm. And is a good enough field. Listen, Yadi's on the tail end of his career. I just wanted a veteran just in case something hits the fan. We got somebody who can at least play. Charlie DeBro. Got him in the Rule 5 draft. Didn't expect him to just be sitting there at age 28. We've got Hernan Perez, who is, I believe he'll be one. Yeah, he'll be one second baseman. The other will be Harold Castro. They'll platoon based on Castro hits better against righties, and Perez hits better against lefties. Chelsea Cuthbert, I don't think I'm going to have him as the starting third baseman. I'm going to switch them. Actually, Tino Morales will be the starter. He just hits better. Maybe not against lefties, but, we'll see how things play out. Jose Iglesias signed a free agent deal. I just like the fact he's a contact guy and can field, playing shortstop, 32. He hit 15 home runs last year. Hopefully he can give us something similar to that this coming year. Calvin Montes is still on the roster, 29 years old. These two will probably battle it out in spring training, see who actually gets the shortstop job. The other will, platoon them. Juan Soto, as usual, will come back for another year. He signed an arbitration deal. I don't understand why he didn't sign a long-term deal. Like, I offered him, 10 years, 200-something million. He was just like, nope, I want arbitration. Fine, whatever. Victor Robles, I will admit, is in danger of losing his starting job. As you can see, Garrett Tremaine is on the 40-man roster, so he will challenge Robles for some playing time. Adolis Garcia, who we traded for last year, is also coming back. I believe I signed him. I signed him to, I think, 2 years, $20 million. Not too bad. Still got 3 years of arbitration after that. And Richard Hu, I signed because I thought we kind of needed a righty power bat off the bench. And he's not that good, but he's young. Let's see where he comes along. I know we got a guy like Alfredo Ortega who can and more than likely will come up at some point. But that's the roster. And I'm going to sim out to the draft. If anything major happens, I'll let y'all know. All right, I'll see y'all then. Right as we reach the end of spring training, Jack Loss fractures his hand. He's out for 2 months. We'll slap him on the 60-day IL. We're going to have to replace him. It's a good thing we still got some young dudes down here. Maybe a guy like Miguel Macias, Adolfo Velasquez, who other? Chuku, Ariel Jurado. I'm just going to go with Macias. Move him up. We got to add him to the 40 first. Yeah. I mean, that's just going to put a hamper on his development. But, we'll see how things play out in about June. So right around the draft. All right, here we are, 2022 season, obviously. 25-24. East race, 8 games back. Did make our draft picks. Let's take a look at them. First pick, Pablo Silva, starting pitcher. As you can see, he's got good hit per 9. Everything else is going to need some work. He does. Pedro Santos as a reliever, 73 potential. Might be a bit before we see him. He does have great hit per 9 for a young dude. Josh Wilkins could not pass up on him, third baseman. Great contact for such a young player. Not much in the way of power. Good fielding. Decade or so. Oliver Santo, solid across the board. 80 potential, highest potential out of anybody. And Spencer Wise. See what we can do with them. I'll sign everybody, and we'll see if we make. All right, y'all. We've hit the trade deadline, or near the trade deadline. We're actually about early July, and the Phillies had a relief pitcher out on the block, Ranger Suarez. He's got good hit per 9, pretty solid across the board for real young player. 26 years old. We got a couple years of arbitration of his. There were 6 different offers to choose from. So, I chose the Miguel Angel Sierra route just because we have so many shortstops. It's not even funny. So, we can afford to give up one, even if he's 23 years old. So, I like Ranger Suarez as a lefty out of the bullpen. Hopefully, he'll help out our roster. Again, we're still at third place in the division. So, at about the halfway point, we still got a shot. We'll see where things are in about a month or so. All right. Turns out we don't make the playoffs again. 67-95. Let's just take a look at some of the players, see what their numbers are looking like. Let's see. Tino Morales, he got hurt at some point during the season, so he only has 321 at-bats, 4 home runs, 25 RBIs. Juan Soto coming in, killing it. 41 home runs. I actually gave him a contract extension in spring. I didn't mention that, but he'll be around for a while. Dolis Garcia, not nearly as many home runs as he did last year. Actually, half as many. I think he hit 40 last year. Almost 40. He only hit 21 this year. He did miss some time. Tyler Favela, he gave us 11 and 264. Drove in a lot of runs, actually. Hernan Perez, not too bad of a year. Jose Iglesias, 75 RBIs. I didn't expect that from him. He didn't hit too well, though. Wilmer Perez, no home runs, 11 RBIs. He was just straight. Granted, he's a young dude. I really thought he'd hit way better than damn near 200. Victor Robles, an okay year. He's expecting a contract extension. I think he's under arbitration, so I will probably just offer him that, and that's it. Let's see. Chelsea Cuthbert, I called up, and he was on the bench most of the year. Richard Hugh, who I drafted last year, he didn't do much. Charlie DeBro, played a little bit. Might see some more playing time next year. Yadier Molina is probably done, though he did hit 10 home runs. Honestly, he probably should have been starting at catcher over Perez. Garrett Tremaine got some ABs a little late in the year. And let's see, Calvin Montes, he didn't play at all. We'll look at the pitching staff, pitching rotation. We see Estevan Alvarez, 9 and 18. Atrocious. At least win-loss wise. His ERA was all right, I guess. Felix Hernandez, a 4.88 ERA. I'm going to worry more about the ERA than the wins and losses. Or not. Adrian Hernandez, 12 and 13, 4.19 ERA. Like, nobody's dominating. Eduardo Rodriguez, who we just paid, off free agency, we're paying him $22 million a year. Like, I expect you to do better than 500 pitching. His ERA is good. As far as relievers, I don't think anybody's really going to stand out. Guys gave up a fair average amount of runs. It's just, offensively, we couldn't do a hell of a whole lot. Pedro Strop, I think, lost his closer job at some point. Rowan Wick was okay. Sir Anthony Dominguez, Dominguez led the team in saves. Nobody else really saved all that many games. All right, on to the offseason. All right, this just seems like a recurring theme. The Yankees, the Astros, the Dodgers, the Braves made it last year. The Astros do win the World Series. I guess they've kind of proven that 2017 championship wasn't BS, or at least they could win one without, banging trash cans and stuff. Is what it is. Juan Soto led the MLB in OPS, which again I find is a BS stat. You just add in two numbers. It doesn't prove anything in my opinion, but I probably beat that dead drum over in the Arizona Diamondback series, but it is what it is. Jose Iglesias does win a Gold Glove. Let's see. World Series MVP, Michael Brantley. Ronald Acuna wins the NL MVP. Giancarlo Stanton wins an American League MVP, making him one of like 2 or 3 players to ever win an MVP on both sides of baseball. Cy Young goes to Garrett Cole. Trevor Problematic wins it in in the National League. Batting title goes to Steven Duggar. The American League is Xander Bogaerts. Reliever of the Year, Taylor Rogers and Roberto Osuna of the Cubs. Rookie of the Year, Dylan File. Our guy just behind him. Let's see. Jake Shiner wins it in the American League. Hank Aaron goes to Mike Trout for like the 50th time. Ronald Acuna gets it in the National League. And I'm not going to go through over the rest of those. All right, let's get to the offseason. We got some moves to make. after we take a look at some of the retired players, and we don't have a single player retire for us. As a matter of fact, I don't even think a guy like Albert Pujols retires yet because, yeah, he didn't retire from what I know. Yeah, no, Pujols doesn't retire. Interesting. Oh, never mind. He did. I just didn't see his name. All right. Good for him. All right. I'm going to make these offseason moves. I'll show you everything probably once we get to the Rule 5 because I'm pretty sure there's going to be something along the lines where I'm going to have to pick up some dudes from there to help improve this roster. All right. First, free agent signing, Mr. Gary Sanchez. He happened to be in free agency. I only gave him a 3-year deal. He's 30 years old, coming off a okay season. I don't know who he stole a base against, but they should be absolutely embarrassed. I've got another player that I'm looking to get. Don't know if it'll come through. I mean, I know I've got the highest bid, but some guys are kind of weird about, just taking the most money, which is fine. I mean, I don't mind guys just not signing for the most money. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. About a week later, Mr. Luis Severino signs with us. I probably paid him a little too much, but, we got to get this ball rolling. We were in last place in the division, but this is our third year in a row. So we got to make that playoff push, and it's going to start with this starting pitching. All right, here's a quick look at the rotation. Severino, again, we signed 5 years, like $31 million a year. Eduardo Rodriguez, we signed him a year before that. Jack Laws returns. Miguel Macias and Adrian Hernandez. In the bullpen, we got Miguel Castro, Ranger Suarez, who we traded for, Raymond Chang, who's been sitting down in the minors for a while. I just figured it's time to call him up. I don't care that he's a closer. He can be a bullpen arm. It's fine. Victor Arano, Rowan Wick, Carmen Ibanez, and Sir Anthony Dominguez. As far as our starters, on the lineup and the batting side, we got Charlie DeBro, who played third against righties. Mr. Calvin Montez returns back to the major leagues. Juan Soto, of course. Adolis Garcia, who is starting to fall off, but he's 29. I don't understand that. I mean, he didn't have a he didn't have a great year last year, but he wasn't horrendous. Like, I didn't think he should fall off that much, but whatever. Tyler Falvey will be playing first sometimes. Jose Iglesias is back. Norman Mazzara is a guy we found in the Rule 5 draft. Gary Sanchez, Victor Robles returns. We got Richard Hugh again as a bench bat. Wilmer Perez will now be a bench catcher. Garrett Tremaine will come up. He'll sometimes play center in place of Robles or DH, something like that. Tino Morales will play some third as well as DeBro. And, yeah, listen, we got to make the playoffs. Like, what's this? This is year 3. It's 2023. Let's make the playoffs. But I'll see y'all at the draft. All right, here are the 5 players we ended up taking. Remember, we lost a draft pick due to signing Severino. So I think probably Severino and I think also Sanchez. So we only have 5 this year. First pick, center fielder Fred Bowles. Very good contact. Not too shabby in the, the hitting stats per se. Power isn't there, but whatever. Damn good fielder, pretty fast, switch hitter. Should be pretty good in the years coming. Francesco Navarro, he's young, but as you can see, he's a flamethrower. He really needs to get those per 9s up, or else he'll be nothing more than a bullpen arm. Next is Salvatore Almanza, sorry. Not too shabby, doesn't have power. Okay fielder, shortstop, decent speed. We'll see where he is in the next couple seasons, as we're going to need a shortstop at some point. I thought he played more than one position, but I guess he doesn't. Burt McLean, reliever, not too shabby. You get what you can get, especially given the parameters of this team. It's all international, so yeah, not too shabby. And lastly, Andreas Batista from DR. He was a starter. I figured, what the hell, why not take a shot at him? Those are our picks, and I'll see you at the end of the year. We are, where are we? We're in last place. Last place, 15 games out of first. I mean, we still got plenty of baseball after 50 games, so if something comes up on the trade block, I'll let y'all know. All right, you comb through, the sand of the trade block, and you end up seeing something that makes no sense. Brewster Gratterall is on the trade block, and they want a shortstop, but they will accept this see potential 20-year-old. All right, why not? I could use the reliever. All right. The Indians, or what they will futurely call the Guardians, they put Franmil Reyes on the block. And initially I offered him like 2 minor leaguers, but I didn't like that deal. I mean, I could have just did it, but I didn't like the log jam in the outfield I end up having. We'd have Soto in left, Robles in center, Adolis Garcia in right. But I decided I don't think I'm going to re-sign Robles again. I think he's done with arbitration after this year. Nope, he's got 1 more year. So he hasn't done a hell of a whole lot. Let's be real. I'm going to trade him for Franmil straight up. Our outfield isn't going to be the best defensively, but you better bet that, there's going to be some offense coming out of there. Hopefully that'll help us out. Again, we're still in last place. We're only 10.5 out this time, so, hopefully we can pick things up. It is July. I ain't going to lie to you. I'm out here just making moves. Maybe just making moves for the sake of making moves, but I'm tired of being where we are. Noelvi Marte is on the market. He's 20 years old and 80 potential. I don't know why he's on the market. A team like the Mariners should be trying to lock a dude like him up. Trade suggests they want a left fielder, a shortstop, and a closer. I don't mind giving them to them. They can have it. I would gladly take that. Now, Marte only plays shortstop, so we're going to have to probably move Iglesias to second or something like that in order to make this work. But we're making moves, okay? I want to make the playoffs, man. I really do. All right, 2023 has come to an end, and again, we don't make the playoffs, but we don't have 100 losses. We don't have 90 losses. We only have 88, which, again, it's better than being absolutely dog shit. As you can see, these are the teams that have made the playoffs. Oakland, New York, the Yankees, that is. Tampa, Chicago, LA, Philly, Milwaukee, the Dodgers, San Diego, and Atlanta. We finished actually only 4th in the division. 12 games out. I feel like we have a good team. It's just a matter of pitching coming together. If pitching can get it together, I think we're gonna be knockout next year. Let's take a look at the award. Actually, I don't even know if they've officially announced the award winners, but we'll see. Cody Bellinger wins an MVP for, second time in 4 years. American League, it is Jose Ramirez this time. In Cy Young is Shane Bieber. Winning that's the second time in 4 years for him too. Trevor Problematic wins it back-to-back years. Batting title goes to Brian Reynolds and Brandon Nimmo. Nick Anderson wins reliever of the year. Roberto Ozuna wins it for back-to-back years. Rookie of the year is Seth Beer, who you can check out in the Arizona Diamondbacks Desert Phantom series up over yonder. You'll see it up in the iCard. American League, Spencer Torkelson actually finally got called up after many years, and holy hell, damn, he's pretty good at 23. Hank Aaron is Mike Trout every year. Just don't question it at this point. Brian Reynolds wins it in the National League, and we're not going to go over the Gold Gloves or any of that good stuff. Let's just simulate and see who wins the World Series. And the Braves have won the World Series in 2023, beating the Athletics. 4 games to 2, actually. No, sorry, the Brewers, not the Braves. I cannot read. The Brewers. Okay. Shout out to Bacon of Bacon Fictional Roster. Check him out on Twitter, all that good stuff. He should be having that Bacon's Fictional Roster full thing out, I want to say by about September. Anyhow, let's get to and through the offseason.